morning everyone. So let us do some practicals of Python today. I'm going to show you the programs, 2-3 programs of Python in which I'm going to write the code. So you have to look into it and practice along with me. So let us begin the video and start our first question, which you can see on the screen, where I have to get the input from the user in a variable and which is n, and I have to find the square, cube and the fourth power of the base in that variable, and I have to print it. So let's see that how we can print. So let's take a variable here n, where I'm going to take the input from the user. So I'm writing here int raw input, enter any number. So user will enter the number now. So after that, what I have to print? I have to print the n square, n cube and the fourth power of n. So what I will do, I am going to use the exponent operator here. Use of exponent operator. Okay, so I am going to write here print n to the power 2, then print n to the power 3, and then print n to the power 4. So this is how it will execute. Now let us save and execute the file. Okay, so we have to enter the number here now. So I have entered 3. You can see that it has given us the output as per the program instructions only. 3 square is 9 and 3 to the cube is 27 and 3 to the power 4 will be 81. So this is how it works, and let us do the another program now. Once let us see the program to find out the simple interest. So I have written here in the comment section that simple interest I'm going to find out. I'm going to take 3 variables for taking the input from the user as principal, rate and time. So what will be the data type here? As earlier we were taking integer value, we were converting the string to integer. As Python takes input as a string, so we have to convert it whenever we want to do any kind of calculation. So earlier we were doing the calculation in a whole number, so I have taken the int. Now the answer can come in fraction form, because here the formula of simple interest is p into r into t by 100. So I am going to take the floating point literal, which is the float data type, and I will use the raw input function because it takes the input as a string and then the input as a string will be converted to float data type. Now I am going to write here that enter the amount of principal. Okay, and then here I am going to write, I have copied it because it will save our time, enter the rate of interest, and then going to write enter the years. So I am going to now take the value as SI, which is going to I am going to take the variable SI, which will calculate the simple interest. So I am writing the formula here, p into r into t, going to divide keep it inside the bracket, divided by 100. Okay, now I will print here print simple interest is equal to, so this will be printed as it is written in double quote. After writing the comma, I am writing the variable name SI, so it will take the output, the calculation part, whatever the answer will be, it will be added to this string which is written over here. Now let us save the program and run it. Okay, now I have to enter the amount of principal. So let me enter, suppose I have entered 12,000. The rate of interest, suppose I have entered 6.5, and the years, suppose I have entered 6 years. So you can see the output has come here. Simple interest is equal to 4680.0. Okay, so this is how you can find out the simple interest when the number of principal rate and year is entered, the time is entered by the user. Okay, moving forward to the next program, I'm going to show you now. I have a habit of writing the question in the comment part, so it make me easy to understand that what I have to do in the program. So you can also recognize by the comment, as it will not be executed, but you can match it with the question of your book and you can note down the answers. Okay, so I have to find out the average of the marks of 5 subjects. So for that I need 5 variables. 5 variables will be required, in which I have to I will get the marks inputted by the user, and then I will find out the average. So let us write like this: subject 1 is equal to, now the marks can be also in float or int. You can take any data type. If you want to get the answer in fractional form, the exact output, you can take float, or else you can write here int also. So raw input, and then enter the marks of subject. So I'm writing here and I'm copying this line 4 more times because I need the marks of 5 subjects, and I will change the variable name because it will give me the error if I will not change it. Okay, so now by these lines the marks of 5 subject will be entered by the user. Okay, now I have to find out the average. So for finding out the average, I am taking the variable where the output will be stored, and I have written avg is equal to, what I have to do, subject 1 plus, how do you find out the average? I have to add the marks of all the subject, then I have to divide it by the number of subjects. So that will be divided by 5, and then I have to print the answer. So I am using the print statement here, and I am writing the output like this: average of 5 subjects are, and I will concatenate it with the answer. Answer is stored in avg variable. So that is how it will be written, and I will execute the program now. Okay, so without any error, without any failure, our program get executed. Now let us enter the marks. So I'll suppose I'm entering the marks 78, 90, 86, 56, 79. Okay, so you can find out with the help of calculator also that whether it is giving us the correct output or not. But obviously computer gives 100% accurate result. It is one of the feature of computer, so we will get the exact output. So let me show you one more program wherein I will take the input from the user, as I want the student to enter the name, class and age, and then I have to print these 3 input as a output in a same line and then in different lines. As you must have noticed that whenever we are trying to get the output printed, so that is printing in the different line because we are using the print statement every time, and whenever you use the print statement it changes the line every time. But what if we have to print the answer, name, class and section all together in the same line? So how it will be printed, let us see that. So now you can see here that I have taken 3 variables, name, class and age. Now students, you can see that why the color of this class variable is changed, because it is a keyword, so we cannot take the keyword as an identifier. So what I will do, I will remove this one alphabet S from here, because I want to take the variable name as class only, because it will make me understand that I am storing the class of the student. That is why I am not changing the variable name. I have removed one S. So that is how the keyword can be changed to the identifier. Now I am taking the input. For taking the input as named, I have to use here raw input, then write here enter your name. Then for class, as the class will be integer type, so I will write here int raw input, enter your Here you can use 2s, as this is only for printing. It will only print this information, as we know that the string which is sentence which is written within double quote, that will be printed as it is. So here it will not be the interpreter will not give you the error for the keyword cannot be identifier, because this is written in double quote. It will be printed as it is, but here you are using it as an identifier, that is why it has given you the error. Now for age also I will use this line only, because age is also going to be integer. I will change the statement only for the user. Okay, so if you want that the class should be entered in Roman number, then you can define it as a string also. Okay, now I have to print it in the same line first of all, and then in a different lines. For different lines we have to write the print statement thrice, or we can use the escape sequence \n. But for the same line, what we have to do, we have to just write print, suppose name is equal to, it will be concatenated with name, then comma, again I am writing here class equals to comma class, and then age equals to comma age. So this will print the output in the same line. In the name equal to will be printed as it is, then answer which is stored in name, which will be entered by the user, that will be concatenated with the name, then class will be printed as it is along with it, and then class will be the value which will be stored in this class variable, that will be attached with class, and then whatever age you are going to input, it will be stored here and attached with the age variable. Now let us see the output. Is it coming according to our expectation or not? Okay, going to enter the name here. Let us enter Anshika, class 11B. Okay, can I write like this? No, because it will give me the error, so I have to write like this 11. And for age I have to write here, for example, 15. So you can see that the output is printed in one line. Now if I want to print the same output in a different lines, there are two ways that you can write this much section in one line. Again you use a print statement, write this in second line and this in third line, but I'm not going to do so. I'm going to show you the work of escape sequence. I will just attach the /n after each this statement, so that we can get a new line. So after this printing of name, I want a new line, so I am writing here double quote \n. Okay, you can see I have written double quote \n, so it will change the line, and again I will use it after this class, so it will change the line. So this is going to work as we want. Let's see output. Let us execute it one more time. So I am writing here Abhinav, class suppose 11, age suppose 17. Okay, so you can see that both the output are executed now. Name is equal to this is in the same line, and then these are in the separate line. With the help of /n we can bifurcate the lines. And if you want to give the difference of two lines after between these two kind of output, you want that there should be a space of two line, so just you need to do one thing, add the escape sequence twice here, and your work is done. So after this output there will be the difference of two line in the next output. Let us see now. Name is suppose Abhi again, and then class 11, then age 13. Okay, so you can see that the output is here. This is how you can play with Python programming. It is really fun when you will start working and applying the logic. You will not get any sort of problem with it. Okay, so practice it at home, and don't forget to write all the programs in lab manual and complete your work in the classwork copy as well, and send me for correction. If you have any queries, write in the comment section below, and till then stay safe, stay home. Thank you so much.